We've been here from actually 3 times now in the last 4 days. So I know the environment as well as I can do. Of course, I was involved with the team when we came here for the Nigeria game, and I know what a difference is made to the team. It's a very, very passionate support. It's a very vocal support, and any team that wants to do well wants a big crowd behind them. And this, I'm quite sure, will happen. Whatever the numbers are, I know it will be a very vocal crowd. And we also know that as a team, as players, we have a responsibility to return this. And the supporters must enjoy what they see. And mostly, we can never guarantee any result, but mostly they want to see a team that's giving everything to get a result. This is team tactics. Whenever you play against whatever team, you have to analyse. You have to analyse the strengths of the team. Some of what you say are obvious things. If you are conceding goals, it makes it more difficult to win football matches. So our responsibility is to get the right balance. Everybody wants to see goals, so there will be a percentage of the supporters that want to see more goals. There will be a percentage of the supporters that want to make sure that we don't leave too many goals in. So for me, it's about getting that balance. To have a team that's a good structured team, that defensively is good, but to win football matches you need to score goals. So this is something I'm very conscious of.
Your name, media, please.
Coach, my name is Jalali from Dosso. My question is related to Tariq Ram. He got injured and he's not going to be in your squad. Will his absence affect your team and how you intend to play?
As regards Tariq, yes, there's a big miss for us, simply because he's only been involved for a short period of time. But this is what having a squad is all about, because what can happen is you can have a player that gets injured 2 or 3 weeks before. As regards Tariq, yes, there's a big miss for us, simply because he's only been involved for a short period of time. But this is what having a squad is all about, because what can happen is you can have a player that gets injured 2 or 3 weeks before the international call-up, so you are aware there might be a problem. And with Tariq, we knew the 2 weeks before that was potentially going to be a problem. This is about a squad, and always there are going to be difficulties, always there are going to be surprises, and that can be sometimes 2 or 3 days before games. This is where you have to utilise the squad in the best way you can, and the players in their positions the best way. Apart from being a head coach and an assistant coach before that, a manager, football is my life. So you watch as much football as you can. The continent of Africa is producing so many good players. Hence the reason why the African Cup of Nations has become a bigger part. I'm somebody that was born and brought up in England. Now the African Cup of Nations is shown more regular in England than ever before, and that's because of the quality of the teams and the quality of the individuals. And it goes on to social media, but I understand the significance of it. And I think there's something that went out that actually wasn't from Jojo Wollacot. So no, he is fine. Of course, at the time there's concern, but very shortly afterwards we determined that he is fine. And yes, it was a very unfortunate incident. This project probably gives me an opportunity. I think it was somebody else who spoke about Tariq, the injury. If I look at the squad where we are, the only concerns would be about Mohammed Salisu, there's been some concerns about him over the last few weeks. He's had some difficulties, some injury difficulties over the last 2 weeks. His club, although he played last week, the club have used him sparingly because of that, because of some of the issues. So this is one that we have to consider. So he would be, from the squad that we have, he would be the only doubt that we would have. It's something that we will have to determine and think about today and tomorrow. Being the squad, the association, of course, it was before I was made head coach. So I was aware, of course, as soon as the campaign started and the draw was made, that we would play Angola. So yes, as each coach would do, I've studied them in their last 5, 6, 7 games. Technically, a very good team, and obviously the very sort of Portuguese influence, a lot of good technical players. So I am in no doubt that it's strong and tough opposition. So we have to plan for that, as we would do for any opposition. But certainly they have the capabilities that if we are not to play as well as what I would like to, that they can cause us a lot of problems, and we will have to play well. What you'll expect to, I think, always when you have we have, including today, we have 2 days preparation. Some players played on Sunday, they arrived on Monday. We trained yesterday and today. There are the aspects that you are looking for is to be tactically good, because we're playing against a good technical team. But you know, each coach will tell you of the other aspects you expect, and that is the emotional ones, which is determination and character and will to win and desire and hard work. You know, they are, you know, elements of the game that come hand in hand with tactics and quality. The best way to get a result in a game is to show the quality that you have. We already spoke about having to be good defensively, but it's a combination of a lot of things. What you are not able to do is, in 2 days, is to put over everything that you want. So you have to be careful. You know, what you have to do is you have to be clear in your messages. You can't tell the players too many messages because there's not enough time. So you have to be clear, but mostly you want a team that the supporters can look at and determine that this is a team that had a really good go to get the results.
Going to see him.
No, I can actually stop you there because it's very easy. Baba Rahman was injured.
Because of my listeners and viewers, I want you to explain the reason why he didn't go.
No, he's been injured.
You wanted him to call an injured
No,
player.
if you look at the last, probably the last 3 weeks, a month, he hasn't played for his team, which is Reading FC. He hasn't played.